Do you know the slick Apple iPhone or MacBook? Well, you wouldn't believe what their first computer looked like. Quick, what is the one gadget that screams the 80s? Although we are in an era where smartphones, tablets, and Alexas do everything, there were tech and gadgets from the past that everyone wanted. These are the things that we thought were so amazing, made us more productive, or couldn't live without. Be sure to stick around for the last one because this word from Sony blew you away with its quality. You or your family most likely owned one. Apple I computer. Have you ever had an idea for a business and told a friend about it? The story of Apple is the American dream that's come true. As a computer hobbyist, Steve Wozniak designed his first computer. While working for HP, he presented his designs, which were rejected multiple times. His friend Steve Jobs suggested creating a company to sell computers. They sold their most valuable possessions, which included Woz's HP 65 scientific calculator and Jobs' Volkswagen van, to raise money to buy circuit boards. 200 Apple I computers were hand-built in Jobs' garage for computer hobbyists like themselves. The Apple I didn't come as a finished product hardware. They looked like this, as people had to make the enclosures themselves. It featured an MOS 6502 microprocessor with 4 kilobytes memory, expandable to 8 kilobytes, and required a separate keyboard and display for operation. About 200 units were sold at the first computer retailers in the country for $666.66 in 1976. 25 units went unsold and the Apple I was discontinued a year later. Today, the whereabouts of less than 90 Apple I's are known. Needless to say, they are very valuable. Motorola Dynatac 8000X. Do you know that the brick phone that your favorite TV or movie character had in the 80s? That was the Motorola Dynatac 8000X. Launched in 1984, it was the first commercially available mobile phone. Developed after over a decade of research, it addressed the need for untethered mobile communication. With its iconic chunky design and a keypad weighing 2.5 pounds, it allowed 30 minutes of talk time and took 10 hours to charge. Features that seemed futuristic at the time. It retailed for $3,995. Despite its high price, it sold an impressive 300,000 units during its lifetime. The Dynatac paved the way for modern communication.
And then I've got the classic Motorola brick. As you can see, really ridiculous.
Polaroid SX-70. Do you remember the excitement of waiting and seeing a photo developed from a Polaroid? Wasn't it fun? The Polaroid SX-70, released in 1977, was nothing short of magic for anyone technically challenged by cameras. It was sleek, foldable, and so futuristic. Its iconic design and instant gratification made it a hot item, which sold for $180. Plus, you had to get the film pack. It wasn't until the 80s, when the cost of a Polaroid was more affordable, that many people got one. The Polaroid represented a moment between families and friends to capture memories and watch them develop before their eyes. They sold millions of cameras during its heyday and became a cultural symbol of the late 70s and 80s. Although the original American Polaroid company went bankrupt in 2001, Polaroid's a Dutch company today. Its legacy lives on with instant photography, especially for kids and teens without smartphones.
Swing it up and take a look. Then turn the knob until it says yes, right in the viewfinder. Okay, you've got the right setting. 10 seconds later, you zip off a perfect black and white picture.
Commodore 64. What was your favorite Commodore 64 game? Was it Boulder Dash, Impossible Mission, or was it Bruce Lee? Let us know in the comments. Commodore was released in 1982. Their goal was to provide 8-bit glory to everyone. The system has an integrated keyboard connected to a TV through a switchbox or RCA converter. It was compact and relatively easy to use, popularizing the idea of having a computer at home. It stood out from the competitors, equipped with 64 kilobytes of RAM, a MOS 6510 processor, and advanced sound and graphics capabilities. It was priced at $595 and marketed as the most powerful computer you can buy for under $600. Its vibrant marketing campaigns and software library helped sell over 12.5 million units, making it the best-selling personal computer ever. Its legacy lives on in retro gaming and homebrew computer communities.
The Commodore 64, what nobody else can give you at twice the price.
IBM Selectric Typewriter. Do you remember typing on a mechanical typewriter? Do you remember how loud it was as the type bar struck the paper? How about returning the carriage and the page would be out of alignment? Believe it or not, IBM made all those issues a thing of the past as early as the 60s. The IBM Selectric Typewriter debuted in 1961. Its groundbreaking golf ball typing element replaced the traditional type bar mechanism, offering quieter speed and precision. This futuristic design allowed users to swap fonts and typefaces effortlessly, a luxury at the time. It retailed for $395. It was definitely not for high school kids. The 1964 model was a game-changer with a magnetic card which allowed the typewriter to store data and be capable of word processing. By 1978, IBM Model 75 could store 15,500 characters, approximately 10 pages of double-spaced data. After that, they dominated the PC market. The rest is history. Over 13 million Selectrics were sold, making it the most successful electric typewriter ever.
The IBM Selectric, an ingenious printing element that works faster than the eye can see.
Broxodent electric toothbrush. For some of you, you can't imagine brushing your teeth unless it's an electric toothbrush. The world's first motorized toothbrush was invented by Dr. Philippe Guy Woog in 1954. It featured a rotating brush head which revolutionized dental care. Unlike its competitor, the General Electric automatic toothbrush, the Broxodent plugged directly into the outlet, avoiding the battery issues that plagued GE's model. Initially created to assist people with disabilities, it quickly became a hit for anyone seeking extra power to brush their teeth. First manufactured in Switzerland, the Broxodent made its way to America in 1959 by E.R. Squibb & Sons. This dental game-changer didn't just clean teeth, it set the stage for the electric toothbrushes we rely on today.
Because you brush with an ordinary toothbrush, but you brush with a Broxodent.
Texas Instruments SR-10. Texas Instruments introduced the SR-10 in 1972. Just like that, anyone who had to do calculations for school or work rejoiced. It was marketed to professionals and academics as the first affordable handheld scientific calculator. It retailed for $149.95, which is over $1,100 today. Grade school kids were out of luck and still had to memorize their multiplication and do long division. Featuring an 8-digit display and 2 digits for exponents, it calculated square roots, reciprocals, and many other slide rule functions. Designed to replace slide rulers, its marketing emphasized accuracy and portability, making it a hit with educators and engineers. Millions of units were sold, making it a staple of classrooms worldwide.
Turn it on, put some numbers in, and it even does exponents.
LEGO Mindstorms Robotics Invention System. When you were a kid playing with Legos, did you wish you could make robots that could follow your commands? Wouldn't that be something? In 1998, LEGO revolutionized the LEGO universe with the Mindstorms Robotics Invention System, RIS. LEGO collaborated with MIT to combine LEGO bricks with robotics. Their goal was to inspire hands-on STEM learning and creativity before it became a part of a school's curriculum. The original RIS kit featured the programmable RCX brick that allowed users to build robots that could move, sense their environment, and follow commands. It came with motors, sensors, and 727 LEGO pieces, retailing for $199.99. A hefty but worthy price for its cutting-edge innovation. The first 100,000 units of LEGO Mindstorm were a hit, selling out in 3 months. Although Mindstorm was intended for children, it developed into a community of adult hobbyists and hackers. Popular models included the Alpha Rex humanoid, Robot Arm 256, and EV3 color sorter. LEGO retired the Mindstorm line in 2022 to focus on the educational market called LEGO Spike Prime, designed to inspire new generations of inventors.
Whoa! It shot the ball!
Schick electric razor. When shaving your face, do you prefer shaving cream and a razor, or do you reach for an electric razor? Almost 100 years ago, entrepreneur and inventor Jacob Schick introduced another option, the Schick electric razor in 1931, which changed personal grooming forever. Inspired by his experience in the Spanish-American War, where the blades were sold in clips that could be loaded into the razor without touching the blade, Schick developed a motorized blade system in the 1920s. His razor retailed for $25, which is $475 today. Its convenience and speed appealed to men seeking a quick shave. Gone were the 5 o'clock shadows, and affluent men were clean-shaven. Marketed as the dry shaver of the future, it became a hit with over 1.5 million units sold by 1937. Its legacy lies in the now ubiquitous electric grooming market.
Gently give a new kind of shave deep down where the beard begins.
HP DeskJet 500. Do you remember your first inkjet printer? We bet it was an HP DeskJet 500. As the desktop home computer became a household item, Americans also needed to print. Although it retailed for $1,000 when it was introduced in 1988, it was the least expensive printer at the time compared to dot matrix and daisy wheel printers. In the 90s, HP saw the opportunity to become the market leader in home consumer printers and slashed the price to $365. It might not be a laser printer, but it was compact, quiet, affordable, and produced good quality for homes and small offices. It had a built-in sheet feeder and a printing speed of 2 pages per minute. By the following year, in 1994, DeskJet offered color printing. By a show of hands, how many of you tried to save some money by buying the ink to refill your cartridges? Having sold more than 240 million units so far, it's safe to say that the HP DeskJet brand will never go away. Iomega Zip Drive. How many times have data backups saved your life? Remember to save your work. The Iomega Zip Drive was introduced in 1994, blowing the doors open to exponentially store more data on a single disk than a standard 1.44 megabyte floppy disk. The Zip Drive's 100 megabyte disks seem nothing short of futuristic. With ads of holding a stack of floppy disks compared to a single zip disk, it introduced many to data backups and ensuring your work. It became a staple for creatives, students, small businesses, and anyone dealing with large files. Early adopters marveled at how much further zip disks could store, offering 250 megabytes and even 750 megabyte disks. Though its reign ended with the rise of USB flash drives, rewritable CDs, and DVDs, the zip drive's impact on data storage is a true pioneer in the 90s.
How about I just show you how violent this thing is when you eject a disk? Press the eject button. This is pretty scary.
Sony CDP-101 and Philips CD-100. You definitely had to be rich to own a CD player in the early 80s. Sony introduced the CDP-101 in 1982, Japan's world's first commercial CD player. A few months later, Sony partnered in developing the CD format. Philips released CD-100 in America and Europe, making them the first ever commercially available compact disc players. Welcome crystal clear digital audio, no crackles, no skips unless you scratch the disc, and the ability to jump tracks instantly. Both the devices featured design elements we become accustomed to, such as the horizontal tray loading system and a display panel that provides track numbers and playing time. Both were retailed similarly for $900 in their respective markets. According to the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, CD sales accounted for 3.3% of all recorded music in 2024, up 2.6% in 2022. It's interesting to see why people are buying CDs.
Take the new compact disc. 1 hour of Mozart out of a beer mat. Pure sound played by laser.
BlackBerry 850. Early adopters of PDAs like Blackberries and Palm Pilots back in the early 2000s remember the BlackBerry 850. Research in Motion, RIM, introduced this innovative device in 1999. It was the first of its name. It looked like a pager on steroids, featuring a compact design, a QWERTY keyboard, a monochrome screen, and the iconic scroll wheel. More importantly, it solved the problem of needing on-the-go email access. RIM sets the email server for users so incoming messages appear without requiring the user to retrieve them manually. It was a hit with business professionals and made you look like an important business person. If you were always seen on it, people jokingly called them crackberries. IBM ThinkPad 700. For those who worked with a laptop in the 90s, we bet it was an IBM ThinkPad. It's still a workhorse for hospitals, healthcare providers, and field operation workers. Designed by Richard Sapper, it boasted the iconic black exterior, a revolutionary trackpoint navigation system, a minimalistic red dot. Featuring a 9.5-inch display, a 25 MHz processor upgradable to 50 MHz, and 4 to 16 megabytes of RAM, it was the ultimate business tool that set a new standard for what a laptop could be. It retailed for $2,750. Former President George Bush wanted to get one as a Christmas present for his wife Barbara Bush. Even he was told it was sold out. With over 100 million units sold, the ThinkPad symbolizes innovation, performance, and reliability. Its legacy is so strong that its brand lives on with Lenovo today.
Hi guys, In this video, we're going to take a look at this IBM ThinkPad.
Sony Trinitron TV. Do you remember the day your family had their first color TV? Although color televisions have existed since 1953, most American households didn't have one until the early 70s. We bet that first color TV was a Sony Trinitron. Introduced in the US in 1969, the KV1210U set a new standard for color television. Although it only had a 12-inch screen, Americans paid $319.95 for excellent picture quality and clarity. It quickly became a favorite among consumers. Who can forget the chrome trim edges? It even won an Emmy Award for its groundbreaking technology. By 2008 and its 40-year run, the Trinitron sold over 280 million units. Although CRT televisions have long passed and forgotten, anyone over 50 will quickly remember owning a Trinitron at one point in their lives.
This world is awfully big.
There you have it. If you enjoyed this video, watch another one. Here's another 15 forgotten retro tech gadgets that everyone wanted.